We appear to be no closer to finding out who the next Aberdeen manager is going to be, but it looks like Chris Wilder has officially thrown his hat in to the mix for the job. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Aberdeen, one of the biggest clubs in Scotland. They're not exactly where they want to be at the moment. They got rid of Jim Goodwin about 6 weeks ago. They also got rid of Jim Goodwin, by the way, in the New Firm derby on Saturday night. Jim Goodwin losing 3-1. Also got hit with some missiles, which we'll talk about later on in this video. But the point I'm trying to make is that Aberdeen have been without a permanent manager for the past 6 months, almost 2 months now, as they have managed to somehow, fair play to Barry Robson, they have begun to climb the league table. However, I don't believe Barry Robson is the man to take over. This happens all the time. When a new manager comes in, minus Jim Goodwin, obviously from the other night, we've seen he did not get off to a good start, but normally a new manager comes in, and you just get this, bounce effect. It happened with Liam Fox at Dundee United. It's happened with Stuart Kettlewell at Motherwell. It happened with the other guy that took over at Motherwell, forget his name, Stephen O'Hamill. Happened with him when he first came in and took over from Graham Alexander. So this happens all the time. We get this new manager bounce. Barry Robson has got off to a pretty good start as Aberdeen manager. So I'm under no illusion that this bounce exists, and Barry Robson's doing a pretty good job. But let's be real, is he the man? Is he ready to take over a club like Aberdeen? I don't think so. But then you've got Chris Wilder, a man that has got a lot of good pedigree, a lot of good history. Guy took Sheffield United into the Premier League, got them promoted from the Championship, which is a pretty hard thing to do, as we've seen down in England. The Championship, one of the most competitive leagues probably in the world. In terms of the 24 teams, I would say in terms of ability, there's not that much that separates them. It's not like it's a one-horse race, the Championship. You're competing against a lot of competitive teams. So Chris Wilder got them up, finished 9th in the first season of the Premier League with Sheffield United. So this guy's definitely got good history. He can do a good job. Now, yeah, he did get sacked from Sheffield United, but let's not worry too much about that. He has made it official, according to Record Sports, that he wants to be the next Aberdeen manager, and he believes he can take Aberdeen forward, and he is the man to progress the club. Now, originally when I seen him being linked with the Aberdeen job, I thought, nah man, he ain't going to come to Scottish football. This guy, like I said, has been in the Premier League. I just don't really see him taking a step from Sheffield United down to Aberdeen. And there's no disrespect to Aberdeen, but let's be honest, once you're managing in the Premier League, to go to the Scottish Premiership and manage a team that isn't Rangers or Celtic is a bit of a downgrade. However, Chris Wilder has officially now said that he wants to be the manager, and he believes he is the right man to take the club forward. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. We don't know the finances. I would imagine Chris Wilder would cost a hell of a lot more money, though, to appoint manager than, let's say, Barry Robson would. So if it comes down to finances, I wouldn't be surprised to see Aberdeen take the cheap option. I'm not saying they're cheap, but I'm just saying that Chris Wilder will surely demand a lot more of a salary than, let's say, Barry Robson would. But I think Chris Wilder would be a really good appointment for Aberdeen. I just don't really see it happening. I think he's just too big a name for the club. I do. I mean, yeah, he's been sacked, but it's not like his career's went to shit. He's been sacked for one club. Maybe if he joins a couple more clubs and then gets sacked and gets relegated from the Championship, maybe I could see him ending up at Aberdeen. But I don't know, I just think his demands will be too much, and I don't think Aberdeen will go ahead and pull the trigger for Chris Wilder. But speaking of pull the trigger, with Aberdeen fans throwing missiles onto the pitch in the New Firm derby, smoke bombs were thrown on to the pitch. Graham Shinnie has come out and he's asked fans not to do it. One of their own players, Ryan Duncan, almost got wiped out. So Graham Shinnie came out, asked the fans, he says, yeah, we know you weren't trying to hit Ryan Duncan, but you need to be careful, could have caused an injury, blah blah blah. And he has asked fans no longer to throw smoke bombs. However, he didn't say anything about throwing coins, and Jim Goodwin was hit with a coin during the match, and apparently police are investigating it, and I don't know if they've made any arrests yet, because believe it or not, I've no inside connections with the police, but I think they'll maybe be looking at security cameras and maybe they can find out who was the culprit. Now, let's be honest, getting hit with a coin, that seems to be, that's like a thing, that's like a unique thing in Scottish football. It's only seems to be Scottish football where coins get launched in. I mean, look at how many people have been hit with coins. We've had Hugh Dallas, I'm pretty sure, was hit with a coin. Neil Lennon's been hit by a coin. We've had a lot of people hit by coins in Scottish football, and Jim Goodwin, he isn't the first, he definitely will not be the last, but it's not right. You know, you can't just throw coins at someone. Why? Because the guy lost a couple of football matches. It's fucking not his fault. Instead of throwing coins at Jim Goodwin, why don't you actually donate that money to Aberdeen? Then maybe you can actually buy some good players and you wouldn't be so shite. So yeah, maybe keep your coins in your pocket, and if you want to donate some money to the Aberdeen Foundation or whatever it's called, then go ahead and do that. But yeah, completely out of order to start throwing missiles at Jim Goodwin. Don't know if it was the Aberdeen Ultras or the Sheepshaggers, I mean, whoever they call themselves these days, but yeah, they cut that stuff out. But it was a big win for Aberdeen. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, I've already discussed this in depth on the channel, but yeah, good win for Aberdeen there against Dundee United in the New Firm Derby. And that's it, guys. Who do you think is going to be the new Aberdeen manager? There's lots of names in contention. We've seen Neil Lennon being interested in the job. Chris Wilder has now officially said he's interested. We've got Barry Robson, of course, who's interested, and I'm sure there is a hell of a lot more. At one time, the Poland international manager was favourite for the job. So there's a lot of big names being spoken about for this job, and I guess we just have to wait and see in the end who gets it. I don't think Aberdeen are in a rush, but I don't know, they seem to be waiting. Maybe they're willing to give Robson till the end of the season. I'm not too sure, but I think for a big club like Aberdeen, they should have been looking, and I get it, they want to get the next appointment right. They want to pick the right man. But it's been over 6 weeks since Jim Goodwin left. I am surprised that they haven't appointed a new manager yet. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. We'll catch you in the next one. Been Fog Football. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and until next time, peace.